joining the various social media channels, and here we go. Meanwhile, please let me know where you're all coming from. If you're joining us today, let me know where you come from and what your name is, but more importantly, how you feel. It's Good Friday, it's Easter Friday, and it's a beautiful weather out there, yet we are stuck at home, and that alone can create stress, anxiety, sadness, and the boredom we maybe experience is also creating within us different emotions. So welcome everybody to another day on planet Earth. Today is the 10th of April. Welcome to another EFT tapping session where we tap together every day to release and feel relief on the stress and anxiety we are all experiencing. Emotional freedom technique is a very powerful tool to find relief quickly, and I'm taking you every weekday, Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. BST for a tapping round. My name is Sonja Kirschner. I'm a life coach, a leadership coach, and the founder of A Power Free Coaching, Training, and Mind Freedom. And it is my mission to keep us, all of us, mentally well and fit in these difficult times. So tapping is all about, if you have joined us just for the first time, tapping is all about bringing together ancient Chinese acupressure and modern psychology. We are tapping on certain meridian points in our body, which lie on the meridian lines, which are the energy lines on our body. And the meridian points are, so to speak, the end points of the energy line, so the energy centers. And if we feel negative emotion, whether it's sadness, stress, anxiety, frustration, whatever it may be, or if we even feel physical pain, that suggests that the energy in our body is stuck. And through tapping on those meridian points, we can relieve quite quickly, together with saying certain statements which address the emotions we are feeling, which address the physical pain we may be feeling. We can find quickly relief, because by doing so, by tapping together with saying certain statements, we are sending calming signals to the part of our brain which is the flight or fight center. It's called the amygdala, and the amygdala is there, which vigilantly watches out for danger, looking and trying to protect us. And the moment it spots danger, it starts sending chemicals like cortisol, being one of the big ones. Cortisol, the stress hormone, into our system, which makes us very alert, which makes our heart pumping faster, which makes our hands sweating, which makes our pupils wider, which makes us ready for physical attack, because that is how we used to function way back when we were chased by the lions and the tigers. The amygdala, when it was active, it made us run, it made us fight or flight. Now, we are creating the same response these days by watching the news. We feel that we are experiencing the same sort of danger for exposing ourselves to the negativity which we know is out there, and for believing that it's affecting us, and it has an immediate impact on us, the society, our friends and family. So we're creating the same sort of stress response, and our amygdala reacts and keeps pumping cortisol into our system. Now, of course, if it's ongoing and if it's day by day, our bodies get tired out, because we are ready to fight or flight, and it feels like we are running a marathon. That's why, if you happen to find yourself really tired these days, if you happen to find yourself knackered and wanting to sleep a lot, that's the reason why, because you're allowing, through the stress response, the way you react to news and bad news, you are allowing the negative thoughts which you are thinking to affect your body in this way. Through tapping, we are sending calming signals to the amygdala, we're allowing our bodies to relax, to restore, and to repair themselves. Now, that's particularly important because obviously we want our immunity and our immune system to be strong and not to be affected by the stress which we, or a lot of us, allow ourselves to be victims of. So it benefits our health, it benefits our sleep, it benefits our immunity. Tapping gives us relief in a matter of minutes, and this is why I'm doing these daily sessions now with you, because I want all of us to experience some of this, because through tapping we can heal and we can take our power back. It's not necessarily that we can change what is going on in the world, but we can change how we feel. And if we change how we feel, we change how we think, and we have a better response. We react better, we make better decisions, and we have a better experience of the entire situation. So before I introduce you to the 8 points, just make sure that your hands are clean. We will be also touching our face. Most of the tapping points are on our face, so if you haven't washed your hands already, obviously hygiene, also of utmost importance right now. Again, wash your hands and come back to this video. But we will be starting off with something called the setup statement. We'll start tapping on the side of our hand, also known as the karate chop point. The next point is at the beginning of the eyebrows here. So we are tapping either on one side or the other. It doesn't matter, the meridian lines run on both sides of our body. The next point is the side of the eyes. Then underneath the eyes, and you will notice sometimes I tap with 2 and sometimes I tap with more than 2 fingers. It really doesn't matter. As long as we get that pressure on those meridian points, we are fine. The next point is underneath the nose. Then the chin, but not quite the chin, is the crack below the lip right here. And the next point is the collarbone, around 2-3 inches below the collarbone. Then below the armpit, but again not quite the armpit, it's around 4 inches below for women, where the bra line sits. And to close the tapping cycle off, we're tapping on top of our head, which is funny, but it's powerful. So that's what we are doing. So that completes the tapping cycle. And we'll be doing this by saying certain statements. And if you are new to this, or if you have just joined us, we are tapping on stress and anxiety relief. All I want you to do is repeat after me. I will be addressing what I believe concerns most of us, the stress and anxiety we're feeling in your body, in our bodies. But I will be also giving you the space to use your own words to identify for yourself what is happening within your body. Because it's most powerful, tapping is most powerful when we use our own words and direct our own words to the emotions we are all feeling. Now, we all may be feeling slightly different things. Some of us may have physical pain. That's why I want to really give you also the chance, 2 rounds, to tap on what is going on within you. But for the rest of the session, we will be tapping together and we will be starting together. So all you have to do is just follow. And before we start, I want you to take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And as you do, just check in with yourself and listen to your body and see what is going on. And if this is the only moment in the day where you are honest with yourself, let it be now. What is going on? How do you feel? Where does that anxiety, where does the stress, where does all the frustration, the sadness, the anger, where do they sit? Where do they live in your body? It may be in your chest, it may be in your head. Where do they sit? It may be that you are feeling physical pain. It may be that you are feeling a headache. or did you have a shoulder ache? Just identify what it is and be specific how it feels and where it lives. And now, on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of intensity 1 to 10, what intensity, what number of intensity would you give that feeling? What number of intensity would you give the pain? Just give it a number. And you bring this up in today's session, I would expect it to be somewhere around and above 5. So what number do you give the emotion? What number do you give the physical pain you may be experiencing? And write the number down, or make sure to remember it, because we will be coming back to it after the session. So now we know what the points are, we've identified what is going on, and now we start tapping. As I say, I start tapping on all of our behalf, and we'll give you the room to address your own feelings, to address your own physical pain you may be experiencing. But just trust the process and go along with it. So just repeat after me. Even though I feel all this stress and anxiety, I choose to relax now. Even though I feel all this stress and anxiety, I choose to relax now. Even though I feel all this stress and anxiety, I choose to let go now. All this stress that I'm feeling in my body, all the anxiety, all this anger, all this sadness, all this frustration. I choose to let it go now. And for everybody who has joined us just right now, we are tapping on stress and anxiety to find relief in these uncertain times. Tapping standing for emotional freedom technique. So just join us in, tap along, and you will find relief. All this stress, all this anxiety, it's weighing me down. It's tiring me out. All this uncertainty of what will be. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I'm worried about myself and my family. All this financial insecurity is driving me crazy. All this stress and anxiety is knackering me out. And now I really want you to tap on the negative emotions or the physical pain you are experiencing in your body, the ones you have identified at the beginning of this session. Just talk about it, just acknowledge it. And by doing so, we're not dwelling on it, quite the opposite. We're acknowledging it And as we do, we're taking the power away. So just use your own words. I will be tapping with you for 2 rounds, but just address what is going on and how it makes you feel. Really well done. You're doing really well. And now let's just do another round, because we are not giving ourselves the permission often enough to acknowledge what is happening. Let's do another round. Acknowledge those negative emotions. Acknowledge the anger, the stress, the anxiety, the frustration, or the physical pain you may be feeling. Just keep tapping. So for everybody who's just joining us, welcome. We're tapping on stress and anxiety relief. Just come along and tap with us. Just choose your own words, address those feelings, address the pain you may be experiencing. Really well done. Really well done for addressing your own emotions, your own physical pain in relation to what is going on right now. And I want you to now keep tapping with me. I will continue choosing the words on our behalf. Just trust the process. Let's do another few rounds together. Although I feel all these negative emotions, all the stress and anxiety that are weighing me down, I'm choosing to let them go now. Even if it's just for a moment, I'm choosing to let it go. I can find relief. And I can feel how peace and calmness are washing over me. I'm glad to be taking the time to do this for myself. I'm glad I'm choosing relief. I welcome all the peace and calm that are entering my body. I'm choosing to feel relief. I know that all this negativity is just temporary. I know that we are all in this together. And I know that we will all get through this together. I am welcoming this peace. I am choosing to relax. I accept myself for who I am. And I love myself for who I am. And I love the peace and calm that I can feel. And I'm choosing to feel good. I'm choosing to take my power back. Right now, all is well. In this very moment, all is good. In this very moment, I feel good. In this very moment, I am choosing love over fear. And as we gently stop tapping together, you can give yourself a pat on the shoulder. You have done really well, really well. Let's just breathe in deeply together, breathing with me. And breathe out. And that negative emotion you have identified for yourself at the beginning of the session, or the physical pain you might have been experiencing, and the number you have given it. The number of intensity. What has changed? What has changed? How do you feel now? By how much, by how many steps has the number gone down? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you what has changed. You see, I'm doing this daily sessions, these daily EFT emotional freedom technique sessions, for two reasons. Because EFT emotional freedom technique is not a very well-known tool, but it can offer relief almost instantaneously within a few minutes. And I know that you all have now experienced the relief you were looking for. And number two is because I want to know people about this. I want to empower people. We are in this together, and I want us to all feel jointly mentally fit and healthy. As I mentioned at the beginning of the session, by calming us down, by calming our bodies down, we're giving ourselves the permission, and our bodies and immunity systems the permission to recover, which is obviously important right now. We are allowing our brain to calm down. We are allowing the stress hormones, the cortisol, to come right down. And this is where it needs to be in order for us to heal, to recover, and to stay strong. So if you have experienced relief, Help me to spread the word. Share this video or the invitation to join us at this daily, every day, Monday to Friday, EFT sessions where we tap together every day at 10 a.m. BST for around 20 minutes, where we experience relief together. You've got the tool in your pocket now you can use during the day, and I'm encouraging you to do that. But tapping together at the beginning of the day sets us off in a powerful way. And when we do it jointly, energetically, something happens and the relief we experience is magnified. So we all benefit much more when we tap together, even though it's just virtually. So thank you very much for joining me. If you experience relief, please do share this invitation to come along to these daily EFT tapping sessions. I hope you have a great Easter weekend. And hey, we're another day closer to the end of the lockdown. Thanks for joining me, everybody. You have a great day and keep tapping. Bye for now.